Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of GodSaw's Turnbuckle, the wrestling video podcast here on YouTube and Daily Motion. Obviously this is going to be another focus around one of the WWE shows. That show is going to be WWE NXT, and well, I'm not gonna lie to you, this was pretty much a one-match show / brawl at the end, because we got a lot of squash matches in here. There really wasn't much in the terms of feud building and everything to go along with that, with the exception after the tag team match. So let's get right into it. It started off with Drew McIntyre going up against Rob Risen. Again, like I said, this is falling under the squash match area. You had McIntyre pretty much go over handily, looking good. At this point in time, I'm not going to lie, I just want to see McIntyre have his first feud, whatever it's going to be against, or whomever it's going to be against. They have potential for a lot of different people. If it's going to be somebody like Bobby Roode, or is it going to be somebody like Aleister Black? Somebody in that sense, because we're also waiting for a good Aleister Black feud to happen as well. We're not seeing too much in the terms of a feud being set up at this point in time, so hopefully they'll be building one up here very soon. Up next, though, you did have an Aleister Black video package, kind of just announcing that he's going to be back there next week. I believe that's what they were going for on that, and that they had something set up basically for him coming back onto the show at some point in time. So up next after that video package, you had the Authors of Pain going up against a couple local guys. I did not catch their names, unfortunately, in this one. This was an interesting match. This was, another squash match, but they did this one in a very interesting way, because Akam from the Authors of Pain took the entire match. Razor and Paul Ellering were like just milling about down at the bottom or on the floor, as Akam was just destroying both of these guys inside the ring. It didn't even look like they were staying in character for this. It was kind of like they were, going over something other than what was going on inside the ring. After the match, Razor gets in there. They do the Super Collider and basically dispatch of them. Paul Ellering starts cutting a promo on Heavy Machinery, which basically saying the Authors of Pain, you're not going to be good enough to beat the Authors of Pain, kind of thing, where they're starting the Book of Dominance versus the Book of Pain that was the original one. So now they've gone away from one book and now they're going to another book. So we'll see where everything goes with this one. This, of course, does prompt out Heavy Machinery to come out, and this causes just that big stare down between the Authors of Pain and Heavy Machinery. I like this one. I thought that was pretty good, and it came off rather well, honestly, in that sense. And I can't wait. I can't say I can't wait, but it'll be interesting to see how they continue on this feud. And is this going to be a thing for the next NXT Takeover, or is this going to be something for the actual TV show or something in that sense? Because it's I'll talk about that one a little bit later, because I'm filming this on a Friday versus on a Wednesday, and something's come out with what happened with the main event already as well. So it'll be interesting to see where they go along with everything. Up next, you had a Sonya Deville video package, and this again just kind of promoting her, making her kind of look, making her look like a badass throughout the entire video package. So it's going to be interesting to see how far they push her and how far they go with Sonya Deville here in the upcoming weeks and months, and where they're going to go with her down the line, which they promote her to have a match next week. And they also so she'll have a match against somebody, but also Ember Moon, which they re-showed that footage again from her and Peyton Royce and Billie Kay at the Performance Center. So they promoted an Ember Moon and Peyton Royce match, and you got an Ember Moon video package a little bit later on again as well. Basically also saying it's like time will heal, like her final words were like, time will heal all wounds, but battle scars remain forever. So it's kind of like an ominous sign towards Asuka or something in that sense. Not a bad one. Not bad sets of video packages, honestly. I mean, overall, the show, like I said, had a lot of squash matches to it, but we haven't gotten to the main event yet. But up next was Real Mendoza going up against the Velveteen Dream. You know, I like the character mannerisms of Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark. I like the mannerisms and everything. I just don't like the name. Like I said, Velveteen Dream feels like it's a nickname more than it is a full name. Like it feels like he should be called Patrick the Velveteen Dream Clark or something in that sense. But again, another squash match. Velveteen Dream goes over in this one. And honestly, he looks quite impressive, and I like his mannerisms inside the ring. He's playing off the character that he wants to do. He comes off more flamboyant, comes off in this sense, but he also has some very impressive moves. He blows kisses to the camera, everything in that sense. I like where they're going with the mannerisms and everything. I just don't like the name. I don't think that's going to hinder me from liking the character down the line. It's just weird to say that name, and like I said, it just comes off as a nickname. Just to me, it does, in that sense. So up next, you had a Cassius Mo promo on Hideo Itami. And basically, like, Cassius Ono comes off like he's being completely genuine at all times. Even if he's reading off a script, it just feels like he has that voice of a mentor or just something in that sense, and he comes off he comes off completely genuine. You could basically get into any of his promos. They seem to work in any way, shape, or form. Like he says, Hideo is in this rut from the frustration from losing the NXT title. He needs to build a bridge and get over it. I like the line. It was really good. It was a really good one. And he also makes an announcement that he's going to have a match with Aleister Black. Actually, that's right. Aleister Black is going to have a match next week. It's going to be with Cassius Ono, which could be a good match. I think that was going to be a good match with what Cassius Ono can do in the ring. With the way Aleister Black is, I feel like they're using Cassius Ono here as a way to get Aleister Black a little bit more over. I'm completely okay with that one in that sense. So we'll see where they go with that one next week. It should be a pretty good match and should be a lot of fun to watch. So this brings us to the main event of the night, which was Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross, and Asuka in that triple threat elimination match. Match overall, I thought was okay. It seemed like the crowd was dying a little bit in this match, and maybe that was just because it was later in the tapings or something in that sense. I don't know, but the match itself I thought was fine. It was running pretty good throughout the entire area. Each superstar, each of the women were able to get off a good chunk of offense in there to make them look good. And the way that they eliminate Ruby Riott from the match with having her get beaten by the swinging neckbreaker of Nikki Cross off the top rope, I thought was a good way, and it actually keeps her looking a little bit strong on the sense that it took such a more emphasized variation of Nikki Cross's finisher. You also had good moments where Nikki Cross hit that swinging neckbreaker on Asuka, but she just rolls out of the ring, and you have Nikki Cross going screaming no 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 as she was getting out of the ring trying to chase her down. You had good moments like that, teasing a potential of beating Asuka and everything in that sense as well. So after they eliminated Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross and Asuka basically just start brawling all over the place. To the point, and it's a little weird that in this match, they fill it in as no DQ and everything, and the announcers even say that it's no DQ, but the ref gets in the way. The ref keeps getting in the way, tries doing 5 counts and everything in that sense, even though it's no DQ. And then as soon as they go backstage, he calls for the bell, saying that this is a no contest. There's no way we're going to finish this one. So it was basically a way of keeping the story going, because they just brawl all over the place. They brawl outside. You had this moment where Asuka was initially trapped against a garage door spot a bit, or no, yeah, it was just basically a garage door, one of those metal garage doors, and she reverses it and just takes Nikki Cross and just starts slamming her head against it really quickly, like multiple times. She just had good spots in that sense. You had them fighting all through the backstage, and they make it back out to the arena area, and they get into the tech area, which eventually sets up for the finish where Nikki cross bodies Asuka off of that barricade and goes through 2 tables with her, basically ending it. Now, what is this leading to? First of all, I thought the brawl itself was really good between both of them. I thought it came off really good, probably a little bit better than the match itself in that sense as well. And I just thought it came off really good. Now, I may mention something earlier saying, since I'm filming this on a different day, it's not necessarily the day that it had aired. Now that it's been Friday, they've actually announced that on June 28th, which is probably within like the beginning of the next tapings for NXT, that Asuka and Nikki Cross are going to have a last woman standing match. Now that's going to be good. I think that one's going to be good and a lot of fun to watch. So overall, like I said, a lot of squash matches and video packages. I like the stuff with Ellering and Heavy Machinery and the Authors of Pain. The stuff at the end of the show with Asuka, the Asuka Ruby Riott Nikki Cross match, and the subsequent brawl at the end as well. I thought it came off really good. Otherwise, everybody just kind of building their stock, getting wins, everything in that sense going forward. So with that being said, that's pretty much everything. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Have a great day and peace out. Have a good one.